Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Today we're going to be looking at some nonlinear graphs and the characteristics of those nonlinear graphs. So I would like to take a quick refresher and remind you all that slope is the ratio of the rise of a graph to the run of a graph. In other words, the change in y, because the y-axis tells us our rise, to the change in the x-axis, because the x tells us our run. So let's take a look at the slope on this graph. From 0 to 0.2 on our x-axis, we have no slope. There's no rise here, so we would call this slope 0. If we look at this point, our x increases by 3/5 or 0.6, and our y increases by 1/5 or 0.2. So we could say our slope is 0.2 over 0.6, and I can scale both of those up. If I multiply by 10, I get 2 over 6. We're just going to cross that out. And we know 2/6 simplifies to 1/3. So here our slope is 1/3. If we look here, we can see pretty clearly that our rise is 1, our run is 1, which means our slope must be 1. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we'll take a look at one final point. Let's go ahead and use this one. It's pretty easy to see. We've got 1 and 1/5 as our run, so we'll call that 1.2. And our rise is 1 and 4/5 or 1.8. And again, this is a ratio. We can scale it up. If I multiply both of these by 10, I get 18 over 12. And then I can start simplifying. Both of these are divisible by 6. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. 12 divided by 6 is 2. And we end up with a slope of 3/2. So over these 4 points, our slope has been 0, our slope has been 1/3, our slope has been 1, and our slope has been 1 and 1/2 or 3/2. So you can see that as x increases, our slope is also increasing. It's getting steeper and steeper and steeper. So anytime we see a change in the slope of a graph, that means we have a non-linear graph. It's not a straight line.